First, would like to congratulate New Mexico. They're a tough out, and we had two really competitive games that could have gone either way throughout the season, and certainly, they got the better of us today. I knew it was going to be a really physical game, very competitive game. Nothing about it really surprised me. We did our best. We worked as hard as we could, and they were just a better team today, for sure.
Coach, obviously Jessica Bradley didn't play tonight, and how big of a factor do you think that was, and why did she not play?
You were at both games, correct? How big of a factor do you think it played? Senior all-conference player. But you know what? I'm not a professional basketball coach. I don't coach professional athletes. I'm a college basketball coach, helping with a wonderful staff to hopefully raise 18 to 22-year-olds. Jessica's a big part of everything we've accomplished. I hate for her that it has to end on this note, but there's a lot of parents in the room. You got to do what you got to do, own up to it, and move forward.
We just were told that it was a violation of team rules. Is that accurate?
Perfect.
Becker.
Was there a point where you thought that you were a little out of rhythm, a little bit out of flow, or were you happy with the fact that you seemed to be able to go toe-to-toe, but missing some layups, missing some, maybe getting a little gassed at the end?
Well, you know how it is. You have a day, your rotations to everything's different, and you got a day, and all you can do is your best. And I think Paris probably, maybe mentally, emotionally, it's a lot to handle, and I think that can work against you. It worked against them senior night. Our senior night, you couldn't have laid a bigger egg, and kids couldn't have tried harder. And I think JB and Paris combined were like 5 of 29. She just tried too hard. She knew she felt great responsibility to get something done. She short-armed stuff. Credit to New Mexico. It wasn't like she was alone out there, but we have two big bodies, so she's by herself with a big body, and she did wear down, but I think emotion coming into it might have played a part. Who knows? Amanda Best has been playing great basketball. What a great representative of our league, of what college basketball is about. If you could have seen her Air Force game the other night, she's remarkable. And I knew that as good as Sojoya Griffin, as much as Sojoya Griffin helps us, I had to get her out and put in a bigger defender so we could switch more and try to counter some things. So our offense wasn't as good, but I felt if we didn't stay within spitting distance, we didn't have a chance. It was so hard for us to score. I was really just trying to prevent separation.
How do you sum up the season? Good, bad, right, wrong, pretty, ugly? How do you sum up the year? And can you kind of emote how you're feeling in terms of maybe some high hopes and how it all turned out?
This season is unsum-upable. Is that a phrase? Is that a correct English phrase? Now the newspaper guy's writing that down, and I'm going to look like I'm not. I was an education major too, but this season is unsum-upable. You can't imagine what we have endured from. We've had staff changes, people get sick, all the periphery things that you think, it's just been one of those. And that trickles down to your athletes, and I think it affected everybody. No excuses. It is what it is. As my good friend Coach Fisher once said, some years are just like this. And I looked at him and I said, yeah, but some years are just like yours, and I'm looking forward to have one more like that, because that seems a lot more fun. It was just look, there are 12 women's professional basketball teams. Janae Morris was a first-round draft pick that made the team. There's not 32 teams, not that it's not hard to make an NBA roster, but she was a first-round draft pick that made the team. Quinice Davis has 407 more assists than anyone who ever played at San Diego State. The beginning of the year, our point guard gets ineligible, and we already were thin, and Coco did a great job, but it changed everything that we did. And if you ask any coach in America, if you're down to your last two picks, whether you take a guard or a big, as talented as your bigs are, all season long we had young guards And all season long, that was on the court. That was kind of the story of the season. I'm always disappointed when we're not successful, but I'm not surprised, you know. And yes, excited as can be that we have 2 red shirts and the 5 kids we signed early because of the Sweet 16 were the best living rooms that we'd gotten into this point. So we will be back now. Let's not have any funerals up here for the Aztecs. We will be back.